Hey everybody, Rob Vino here of Wagertalk, back again with another single game video, college football style Apple Cup, Washington State at Washington. Opening line here saw the Huskies minus 16 and a half, total of 68 and a half. Currently, that number has stayed the same both ways. Still Washington minus 16 and a half, 68 and a half the total. A very interesting Apple Cup indeed. We're going to get into that in just a minute, but first let me just say Wager Talk offers this special one time every year. Of course, Thanksgiving only comes one time every year. You can get an all access package for this Thanksgiving week, a week that's loaded with football, NFL and college football, basketball, NBA and college hoops, hockey. No matter what you like, you can get it here at Wager Talk. For myself, it's the four majors. You can get every play I release over the course of this Thanksgiving week for just $69, 7-day all access package. All 5% plays are included as well. So one more time, go ahead and pick up your Wager Talk 7-day all access Thanksgiving week pass for just $69. It's very convenient in the respect that as soon as I release a play, you'll get it immediately. So if you're traveling, no problem. You'll get buzzed right away as soon as release is happening. Once again, Wager Talk all access special for this Thanksgiving week, 7 days, $69. Let's take a look here now at the Apple Cup, Washington State at Washington. Of course, the first thing you look for when handicapping this game, and I've been doing it for quite some time now, 30 plus years, you check the weather in Seattle, Washington at this time of season. This game, incidentally, kicks at 1 o'clock p.m. Pacific time on the left coast. So a little bit of an early start for the West Coast. 4 o'clock East, 1 o'clock Pacific. The weather usually bad here. It's going to be beautiful by Seattle conditions at this time of year. Talking about sunny and clear in the mid-40s with no more than a 3% chance of rain, no more than a 5-mile-per-hour wind condition for this contest. So certainly a fast track for both of these teams. It's not always the case, but it will be here. Let's look at the motivation in this game beyond the rivalry, right? The rivalry has both of these teams focused, ready to go. But for the Washington Huskies, they're attempting to keep their undefeated season alive and land a spot in the college football 4-team playoff, which has become much more of a reality now, or let's say possibility. Now that we've had an injury to Travis, the quarterback for Florida State now in a little bit of flux at the quarterback position. So Washington could potentially jump them. Got to keep on winning, though. You know who'd love to ruin all of that for Washington? That would be Washington State. They'd take a lot of pleasure in ruining that undefeated season and ruining that shot at the college football playoff. For Washington State, they enter 5-6, attempting to gain bowl eligibility. And of course, the Huskies would love to send them home for the offseason early. So motivation on each side here to win and to, hurt the other team at the same time. I think the crucial matchup here, I'm not going out on any limbs by saying this, but which defense can survive enough to make a couple of extra stops that'll help them win this game. Washington State's pass defense is going to be under siege this week by the Washington pass offense, which currently is the nation's best, 358.4 yards per game. Overall, Washington's offense ranks number 8 at 482.8 total yards per game. And it's crazy to think this, but those numbers are down from last year slightly on the Washington end. But with Michael Penix Jr. at quarterback, they've certainly been an offensive machine all season long. But the defenses are the question marks here. And ironically, they rank in the nation 83rd and 84th in total yards per game allowed. Side by side, both of these teams. Washington State's giving up a little over 400 and Washington close to 402. So neither defense has been good. They're both going to be pressed by the opposing offenses here. Last week, Oregon State did a really, really good job, better than anybody's done all season long, in containing the Washington offense. They held them in check, only allowed them 53 total plays, 272 total yards. It's 5.1 per play. All those low for the Washington Huskies offense. But the Beavers did it by controlling the clock. They had a 14-minute, 46-second edge in time of possession. And that's just not the way Washington State plays. They don't have the running game to do that. They don't have the patience offensively to do that. It's not their style. So I don't expect to see that type of performance again this week. Oregon State's a unique team that can handle it and do it that way. Not a lot of teams can. Quarterback protection is going to be crucial here. Cam Ward, if he's upright, he's shown all season long that he can direct this Washington State offense to a lot of offensive success. And on the other side, of course, Michael Penix Jr. What's interesting about this with the Washington Huskies is they protect the quarterback as good as anybody in the nation, but they don't get to the opposing quarterback at all. They're not a huge sack team. So good on one end, poor on the other end. Looks to me like both quarterbacks will be upright here. I think scheduling has a lot to do with this game. Let's just take a look at it real quick here. The Washington Huskies come in off of 3 consecutive high-intensity games. They go to USC. The anticipation was great. They go there and win 52-42. They come back home and play Utah. Again, the anticipation was great. They get by 35-28. Then last week, a lot of people were calling for Oregon State to win. The odds makers had Oregon State a favorite. Washington again survives 22-20 in Corvallis. That's 3 huge games, 3 maximum efforts. Question would be, do they have a fourth in them? Even though this is an in-state rivalry, do they have a fourth, or do they have a little bit of a sigh of relief here as a double-digit favorite over Washington State? We'll see. The other side, Washington State comes in off of 4 consecutive lower-level competition games. Went to Arizona State, got beat. Home against Stanford, got beat. At California, got beat, and then came home last week and destroyed Colorado 56-14. I would say that the possibility that there's more than enough in the tank for Washington State, that's probably the way I'd look here. I think they got a little bit more in the tank than Washington does at this point in time. You'd expect a huge, fully focused and motivated effort out of the Cougars. In the end, I wouldn't talk anybody off of playing this game over 68.5. It has all the makings of track meet here. However, I'm going to side with the underdog at plus 16.5. It's a motivated underdog. It's a team that may have gotten a new breath of life last week in that 42-point win over Colorado. Certainly, you watch the game, you see how happy the sidelines were as they ran up the score. And they did a lot of it with defense and special teams. So I don't even know if I could call it running up the score, because the offense didn't produce all 56. I think 28 came from defense and special teams in that one. But the trouncing probably gave Washington State a new breath of life here. And they're taking 16.5 against a non-defensive style team. I just stated Washington's rankings across the nation where total defense yards per game allowed is concerned. Just not that good. 6 of their last 7 games played, the Washington Huskies, they won all 7. But in 6 of those 7, they didn't win by more than 10 points. Here they're giving 16.5. It seems excessive to me. Apple Cup, lots of motivation for the underdog here. We're going to try Washington State plus 16.5 one more time. If you like the content, smash the like button. We appreciate it here. It helps us out. And Wagertalk, all access 7-day package, $69 for this loaded Thanksgiving week. Go ahead and take advantage at wagertalk.com. This is Rob Vino wishing everybody happy holiday, happy Thanksgiving. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.